Hey, 7th grade. This is a little bit of help with the Thinking Forward lesson on ratios and proportional relationships. Just want to share a little bit of some hints with you and ask you if you need to as a class to retry the questions and possibly replay the Wayground game. So this is the first page. I would just want to focus really on number 1 that says what is the cost of 12 bottles. So notice whenever we graph a proportional relationship, it goes in a straight line going through 0, 0. And we're always looking for our unit rate. Our unit rate is always 1 comma something. Could be on the graph or could be hiding from us. In this case, the unit rate is right there. 1 bottle costs $2. So if we want the cost of 12 bottles, just think about what it would be if we put 12 here. Okay, you can look at any relationship here to get it, but remember it's got to be equivalent to a 2-to-1 relationship. So I'm just looking what's easiest for me to think about is 4 times 3 is 12, so 8 times 3 would be $24. All right, and if I simplified that, of course, 24 over 12 reduces down to, again, 2 over 1, going back to that unit ratio. So the cost of 12 bottles would be $24. So if this graph kept going and going, we can see that 12 would cost $24 if this graph kept going. But again, we had to predict because the graph wasn't big enough. On the next page over, there's a question that I really want to make sure is clear to you because it's kind of a typical EOG type question. Okay, number 2 says, consider the table, equation, and graph. Which of them represents a proportional relationship? So knowing how to get the ratio, and if it's the same, on a table, equation, and a graph is really important for 7th grade. So we talked about a couple of tricks. It's been months ago now. Remember, if you're given a table, you're always testing to see if y divided by x gives you the same relationship. If it does, then that means it's proportional. So if I was to divide 3.6 divided by 3, I would get 1.2. 6 divided by 5 is also 1.2. But 7.2 divided by 8, is 0.9. So this one is a no, not proportional. Okay, this equation's a little bit tricky because we didn't quite talk about many equations like this. But remember, any of our equations we worked on was only y equals the unit rate times x. There was no extra plus 5 with that, nothing after it. In fact, this is getting you into 8th grade equations that do not go through 0, 0. So this is also a no. Okay, the graph is actually the only one that is a yes. And it's a yes because it goes through 0, 0, the origin. And it is linear. Linear. It's a straight line, not a curve. Doesn't have any changes in its constant rate of change. So we would say that this is a yes, a proportional relationship. Okay, I hope that helps a little bit. Retry any part of this module that you need to.